How to achieve work-life balance step by step. It is not a myth. People that say work-life balance is a myth is full of shit. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it in this podcast. So if you see anyone who's saying work-life balance is not a myth, it's bullshit, it doesn't exist, send them this training because I will show you step by step how to achieve it. And the people that are saying it, by the way, their intention is not bad. I can understand why they say what they say. It's the definition of what work-life balance is what cripples so many people. So I'll explain to you exactly how to do it step by step. So you can have whatever you want to define work-life balance is right here in this video today. So enjoy this podcast. Hope you get some value. If I can ask one massive favor is to like and subscribe. It helps more than you realize. Comment down below. I do my best to get back to all the comments. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lewis Huckstep. I'm a coach. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I've written a book on how to find your life's purpose, how to heal trauma, and create a life on your terms, a life that inspires you. Hence why it's called the Inspired Life Method. I've coached over 10,000 people to pretty much create their life's dream, their life's vision, a life on their terms, a life with, quote, balance. So let's rock and roll. So whenever you hear people saying that work-life balance is a myth or it's bullshit, it doesn't exist, they're projecting their values and their beliefs onto someone else. So I want to really rip and tear into this. So let me give you a definition of work-life balance that will help with this conversation, because most people's definition of work-life balance is that all areas of life are equally the same. That's what fucks people up with this conversation, because people have their own unique set of values. So values is the big talking point of this conversation. Now, I'm going to define what values are very shortly. I'm going to give you a full training on it today, because most people have two things that are wrong with this conversation. Number one, their definition of what work-life balance is, that everything is 100% the same. That's one piece of the problem. The second piece of the problem is they don't know what real soul values are, what real values are in this conversation. So values are areas of life that intrinsically fulfill you. They're areas of life that are meaningful to you and intrinsically drive you to fulfill. And when you hear balance, where everything's equally the same, no. The higher the value, the more important it is to you to fulfill it. So I've got an image. I was actually going to save it to the end of the training, but I'll actually skip to it right now. So if anyone's watching my screen, I'm sharing my screen right now. So go watch the video version of this training if you can. So I want to share with you this photo. So you have a certain amount of energy and time. And for people that can't see the video, think of a ladder of cups. And it's a ladder of cups, and you pour water into one cup, and then it overflows into the next cup, and so on all the way down the ladder. So at the top, you're pouring in energy. That's time, money, resources, conversations, things that you do. It's all the resources you have as a human, all the energy that you've got. Now, the higher the value, the more important it is to the individual to prioritize the highest value. My highest value is coaching. Remember, it's areas of life. Things like freedom, honesty, loyalty, integrity, and control are not values. They're not values. I'll explain to that in a moment. I'll give you the full training. I'm just going to do this analogy first. So the higher the value, the more important it is to you to fulfill it. And you'll want to spend more energy, time, resources on your highest values compared to your lowest values. So it's not balanced like everything's equal. No, that's what people get wrong when they say work-life balance is a myth, because they think balance means everything's equal and the same. That's bullshit. What's more meaningful to you, you'll want to do it more than the things that are less meaningful to you. It sounds obvious when you hear it, just we don't get taught this shit, right? So I'll use me as an example, and then you can figure out yours by following this training. So my highest value is coaching. I coach a lot. I do a lot of coaching. It is Sunday. It's a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and I'm filming a podcast. I'm coaching right now. I love coaching. I coach almost every single day of my life in some capacity. Some days I coach for 12 hours. I do podcasts, I do content, I do private one-on-one clients, I make programs, I do onboarding calls for my clients. I do a lot of coaching because it's meaningful to me. My next highest value is learning. I do a ton of learning. I do books and podcasts and courses and mentorship, etc. Then relationships is my third value. So I like to prioritize my relationships, my friendships, my wife, my family, stuff like that. Fourth is health. I love going to the gym and looking after my health. I went to the gym this morning. Fifth is business. So I like business. I like building business and systems and processes and delegation and all that thing and building a business. And sixth, I'm having a mind blank right now. Sixth is wealth, money. I love money, so I like to invest my money. So those are my top 6 values that I like to prioritize. Now, what's meaningful to an individual, what an individual's values are unique to the individual. I use this example a lot with my clients and they kind of find it quite funny. I have a very low value on travel or experiences or both. I do very little travel or experiences. So when people say, so you could say, I'm unbalanced because I don't do any travel. The person saying that would be projecting their values on travel and experiences. Crazy concept. I just don't do it because I don't give a shit about it. It's not meaningful to me. But some people who do, who love traveling, love exploring, you guys probably have a lot of vision and inspiration and planning to go do travel and experiences. Great. Those are your values. Go live to them. I get passionate about this because so many people project their shit onto other people. I don't value that, so I don't do it. Crazy concept. I see this a lot in the sort of business entrepreneurial space. So I'll use some examples now. So when an entrepreneur who loves business and loves making money and loves doing their business and they don't value travel, I'll use Alex Hormozi because Alex Hormozi is quite a figurehead of this. I love Alex. I follow his content. I've got his books. I got one of his books right next to me right now. And he's phenomenal with business. He clearly has a high value on business, on teaching or coaching, whatever he wants to call it, on relationships, on health, because he's obviously jacked as, for anyone that knows Alex. And he gets a lot of shit for being, quote, imbalanced. He's not imbalanced. He's just living to his values. He clearly, similar to me, does not have a high value on travel and experiences. He doesn't care about it. And he publicly says this. And that's okay. When someone says, actually, I'll get into the training. So let me actually get into the training of this because I'm pretty much giving you guys the full training. So let me go back to the start. Let me take a breath and come back to this. So what are values? Let's define this. A person's values are their life priorities. They are the areas of life that are most meaningful and intrinsically important to the individual and fulfilling to the individual. They come from perceived voids. I'll zoom in on that for a moment. So what was painful or a void to you becomes important to you. As an example, I had learning challenges when I grew up. I was the last person to get my pen license at school, if you guys remember that. I was in learning disabled classes. I struggled to learn. It was a void or painful for me, so it's important to me. Voids create values. If you had a void around money, which I did as well, that's a high value of mine. My family, we struggled with money. My parents fought over money. We struggled financially. Because it was a void or painful, it becomes meaningful and fulfilling to me and a value of mine now. Image. So if you had pain or a void around your image, your beauty, how you looked, chances are you have a high value on image and beauty and looking great. Fantastic. So those where your values do come from. I'm not doing the process. I'm just teaching today. So it hopefully lands for you. Each person has his or her own unique set of values that are unique to the individual as a fingerprint. Everyone has their own unique set of values. No one has the exact same set of values as someone else. Values are areas of life that you do. If you can't physically do a value or fill a calendar with it, it is not a value. Let me give you some examples. These are not values. Freedom, honesty, loyalty, integrity, and control. Because, let me use an example. So actually, I'm about to use an example now. So, most people think traits are values. They think values are behaviors and character traits, not areas of life. If you cannot fill a calendar with it, it is not a value. If I told you right now, go fill your calendar with freedom, what the fuck does that look like? It's a weird thing to say, doesn't it? It's like, oh, well, what do I do? I'll just have nothing there. So does that mean you're just going to sit down and do nothing all day? No, you're going to go do your values, which is the example I'll share in a moment. If I said go fill your calendar with honesty, it sounds weird to do that. Now, can you have preferences of traits and behaviors? Do you prefer to be honest and dishonest? Of course you do. But it's not a value that you live out and express. You don't build a life expressing those things that people project as values. You live out and express your soul's values, areas of life that are meaningful to you. So let me use an example, or let me use some examples for you. So let's play a little game. Anyone's watching my screen, I like memes, as you can probably tell. So let's pretend I transferred you right now $1 billion US dollars into your bank account. You would instantly have time and financial freedom, right? You would instantly, quote, have freedom. Now, would you spend the rest of your life watching Netflix, watching movies, just binging on Netflix and do nothing else for the rest of your life until you die if you had $1 billion in your bank account? Yes or no? The obvious answer is absolutely fucking not. You would not do that. Why? I thought you just valued freedom. You just wanted freedom. No. What you would end up doing is your values. Let's use some examples. If you valued travel or experiences, you'd probably travel the world and experience everything you'd want to do because you value them. They're important to you. They're intrinsically meaningful to you. If you valued health or wellness, you'd probably buy a sauna, buy an ice bath, buy some supplements, get a personal trainer, probably get a home gym while you're there as well. You would go live out and prioritize your value of health or wellness. Say you valued relationships. You'd probably spend more time with your partner, buy them some gifts, spend some time with them. You'd prioritize your relationships. Maybe you value learning or growth. If you're listening to me right now, you probably value learning or growth because you're listening to a podcast to learn and grow. So you probably have a value on learning or growing to be listening to this podcast right now. So if you had $1 billion, you'd probably sign up to a coach. Come work with me if you want to. You'd probably join a mastermind. You'd probably read some books. You'd probably go to a seminar or two. You would spend time doing your values of learning. Say you valued business or your career, you would spend more time and invest more money into building your business and your career. Say you valued money or wealth, say that was a value of yours, you'd probably spend that money on assets. You'd buy some houses, some stocks, some crypto, whatever asset classes you want to buy. Say you valued beauty or image, the example I used earlier. If you had the $1 billion, you'd probably buy a new car, you'd probably buy a nice house, probably buy some nice clothes. You might get some cosmetic work done to prioritize and live out your value of image. So you don't value freedom. Freedom allows you to live out your values. Please zoom in on that. Please understand what I just said. You don't value freedom. Freedom allows you to live out your values. I hope this is making sense. Understand this part here too. When someone uses these words, you should, you have to, you ought to, you got to, you must, you're supposed to, you need to, or some version of those words, someone is projecting their values or their beliefs onto someone else. It's probably your parents, it's probably religion, it's probably society, it's probably your partner, your friends, your family, your inner circle, the mentors you look up to. When they say you need to do this, you got to do this, you can't do this, you're supposed to do this, according to who? According to the person projecting their beliefs or values onto the other person. Now, just to zoom in on that part, don't get me wrong. If you want to achieve something, there are things that you need to do to get there. If you want to have a fit, healthy body, there are rules to the success. It's like Tony Robbins says this really well. He says the art of fulfillment and the science of achievement. So there is the science to achieve the things you want to achieve and that you'd need to do. Again, I'll use health. Say you wanted to be fit and healthy, that was something you intrinsically wanted to do, then yes, there are things you need to do to achieve that. Move your body, do exercise, have your macros in order, supplements, training, whatever that thing may be, okay? So there is time and place for having those words used, right? So listen to this one. This is a juicy one, just a side note. Low self-worth is feedback you're not living to your values. Pretty cool, huh? Low self-worth. So if you're struggling with self-worth, you're feeling depressed as well. I've had clients, I've gotten them out of depression, just literally getting them to know their values and live to them. Chances are you don't know your values or you're not living to them. Someone else's values equals someone else's self-worth. I love this line here. The need for motivation is a symptom of an uninspired goal. Listen to that again. The need for motivation is a symptom of an uninspired goal. You don't need motivation to do your values. So I've got a big list of like what high values do versus low values. So say you're living to your high values, you'll be resilient, you'll be adaptable, you'll have a long-term mission-driven attitude behind it, you'll have high levels of attention, you'll have intentions within your values, you'd identify within your values, you'd be disciplined, reliable, focused, you'd be inspired from within, and you'd have levels of certainty. You can probably hear my certainty in the way I'm speaking right now because I'm coaching the things that I like coaching people with. When you're doing your low values, you require extrinsic motivation to do it. You procrastinate, you hesitate, you disown, you have poor levels of attention, which is ADHD. I could talk about that for ages, but I won't today. Poor retention, so you'll struggle to maintain or retain information around things you don't care about. You'll be unreliable, you'll think short term. You'll seek immediate gratification, you'll seek pleasure and avoid pain, and you'll require rewards and punishments to do your low values. If you can't fill your calendar with it, it's probably not a value, it's probably a trait or a behavior. Back to what I taught to you guys earlier. There's the ladder that I said before. So when people say, work-life balance is not a thing, it's bullshit. Bullshit, it is totally a thing. It's just the definition of balance that is off. When people say, work-life balance is a myth, they're probably referring to all areas of life being the same. That's the fucking problem. That's the delusion or illusion of what balance is. Balance is not that. Balance is living to your values to the degree you want to. I coach more than my family. I have a low value on family. Transparently, I don't spend much time with my family. I love my mum, I love my dad, my brother, my sister. I love my family. I talk to them from time to time, but I see them once a month, once every 2 months, once every quarter. But I talk to them and I check in with them and I'm there for them. Like I've had a moment where I think a year and a half ago now, my mum's mum passed away. And my mum called me. She was in tears, very upset, of course. She loved her mum. And I was doing my business. I was doing my values at the time. And so I literally cancelled all of my things to go look after my mum because I love my mum. But I value coaching and business more than family. So I spend more time doing my business, doing my higher values than my lower values. So the thing that I want you to really take out of this, work-life balance is totally a fucking thing. Just, it's the definition that people get wrong. It's not that all areas maintain the same. Absolutely not. It's prioritizing the higher values to the degree that you individually want to prioritize them. I love coaching. I coach a lot. I love learning. I learn a lot. I love relationships. I prioritize them a lot. I do the things that are meaningful to me. But the things I don't give a shit about, I don't do. I don't value travel or experiences. I don't value image. So if you haven't seen me in the clothes I wear like black shirts and black singlets 90% of the time. My wife helps me look better, so she buys my clothes for me. So it's like I do my hair, and that's about as much as far as I get. But it's like you'll probably never see me wearing like a designer clothes. I don't ever see myself doing that because it's a low value of mine. I'd rather do my values than look fucking bougie. It's not my vibe. It's not me. But if that's a high value of yours and you love image, go for it. Go live it out. Don't judge yourself, by the way. So I hope this made sense. Another angle that I wanted to have as well is seasons, because you may be there. I do agree. I heard this quote the other day. It's like success is made from short periods of intensity and long periods of consistency. I really enjoyed that. So I do agree that you go through seasons of prioritizing some values over others. I've had seasons where I've been heavier on business to get the momentum going. You might have heard the analogy of a plane taking off. A plane uses, I don't know the exact number, I've heard about 80% of its fuel to take off. So it uses all of its fuel to go get fast. And when it's up in the air, it literally just glides to the finish line. So there is a lot of truth where you need to be a bit more intense during periods of time. So you may have to go a little bit harder in business and things like that. So you don't prioritize your other values for a period of time, but over a month, over a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year, a decade, you will always balance out your values. That's why I've got friends of mine who do very well in business. They make millions of dollars and they go hardcore on business for like a couple of months at a time. And then they piss off and go travel the world because they value experiences and travel. Perfect. They're still balancing their values. It just over a longer time horizon. So you can go through seasons of being unbalanced with your values because you just balance them over a longer period of time. Drop the mic. I hope you guys got value from this. Please leave your thoughts down below. If you want to find your values, common question, I have that exact process in my book. It's called The Inspired Life Method. It's on Amazon, it's on Kindle, it's on Audible. Come grab a free trial. There's a free trial down below and you'll get a one-on-one call with me personally and you get instant access to all of my processes. How to find your values, how to find your life's purpose, heal trauma, remove limiting beliefs, plus so much more. If you got value, please share this. Please leave a comment, subscribe. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great day. If you need me, reach out to me. I'll see you on the next training. Go balance your values. See ya.